Ma'am, we have a set of questions.
I could see
One
that.
by one, I'll be putting up the question.
Yeah, sure.
The first question is, how does one overcome parental resistance when implementing an innovative school?
Uh, very challenging question, although. But let me tell you how we did. As I told that these children whose parents have nothing to do with education, because for them education is nothing. Because uh, पढ़ाई करके क्या होगा अगर पेट भूखा ही रहे बच्चा तो घर वाले भूखा रहे तो it was so difficult to convince the parents and bring these children out from the slums to a place where they can be educated in a different way. So the challenge was to take them out. That we did. The first step we taken, the children were out, and then suddenly when it came down to 4 children from 40 to 4 because of one of the organization who started behaving in a different way, telling the parents that it might happen that they are taking out the children to different places. They might sell your children or can exploit your children in any way. But these 4 children who used to come to museum school, when they used to go back, the parents used to see the change, and not only the parents, the others who were in that area, in that slum, used to see the change and the confidence and the body language of these children. And they in spite of, although they have nothing to do with the education, but they also insisted and made it a point that children after coming back from rag picking should join and should go for museum school. So they ensured that their children should board the museum school bus. So that is how we did in our museum school. And it was a challenge, but we took that challenge and made it possible through this our innovative teaching.
So we can understand from this, ma'am, that the challenge which was there before you, it had to be bringing about this change. It had to be very well planned, very well communicated to the parents, and then very nicely executed or implemented.
Exactly.
Fine, ma'am. The second question goes, what do you see the future of Indian education 5 years ahead from here?
I would say that if possible, if schools and school management and education system, if possible, if they can start the applied education, because children, give that opportunity to the children, let them come out. I'm just mentioning you a small para, a small story. In fact, the essays have been given in the school to write about rainy season. वर्षा ऋतु के बारे में लिखो, ऐसे लिखो. So 10 सेंटेंस होते हैं. इसके बाद आता है मच्छर होती है, चारों तरफ हरियाली होती है, all that sorts. And children have to go through all those 10 sentences, and they have to just make it. All those 10 sentences should be like what it has been given to them, and they write in the examination about those 10 sentences. But imagine a child, if he or she observes the rainy season in a different way. For us, for these children, for this the children with whom we work, for them, rainy season, वर्षा ऋतु is हमारे घर पे जमीन नहीं सूखती, हमारे कपड़े नहीं सूखते हैं, हमारा बिस्तर ऊपर से पानी टपकता है, बिस्तर नहीं सूखता, मतलब गीले हो जाते हैं पानी के कारण, हम बाहर नहीं निकल पाते, पानी नहीं भर पाते. So for me it is an eye opener, because मेरे लिए वो 10 sentences उतना मायने नहीं रखता है, क्योंकि मैंने लाइफ को उस तरीके से देखा है कि इसके बाद ये सीजन आता है, इसके बाद ये सीजन आता है, हरियाली होती है. Might be for any child it may be a different perspective of rainy season. Then why should we bound the education in a box? क्यों हम बच्चों को मौका नहीं देते हैं कि वो बोले? आजकल तो बच्चे बहुत स्मार्ट होते हैं. Let them come out with their thoughts. उनका क्या पर्सपेक्टिव है, for this. So ye kahin na kahin I see in next 5 years, if this happens in our country, in our education system, I think it will be a huge change, and children will actually use their, of course the schools helps, but उनका जो knowledge है school के साथ मिलके, it will bring a, it will just create a wonders, and I hope and I wish it happens.
So it would be something which is going to be more of, you can say, personal research work which the children would be doing.
Exactly.
Experiencing the things themselves.
Exactly.
And then rather we could also say that education would be beyond space and time.
Exactly.
Right now it is in the bounds of space and time, but it would be beyond it.
Yeah.
In the coming 5 years, that is what we expect. Next question, ma'am. How to cope with the desire of parents who want maximum of the awards from schools in minimum time and minimum effort on the part of the parents?
This is I am also a parent, and it's so difficult. I don't know how many parents have joined this session, but let me tell you, a child goes to school for how many hours? 7 hours, max 8 hours. Okay, so if a parent thinks that in this 7 to 8 hours a child will learn everything from A to Z, then where is the parent's role? Where is the parents going to play their role? A child's first class and first school is home, because a child sees everything, observes. It may be कि किसी ना किसी बच्चे को उनके टीचर बहुत फेवरेट होता है, उनको फॉलो करता है, बट जब बच्चा घर आता है, it's the family atmosphere, it's the family bonding, it's the family how much time you are giving to your child to learn, not only academic. Very clearly I'm saying, not only academic, it can be anything which will actually help him in future. So if you think that your words are going to the schools and they should learn everything in minimum time with minimum effort, I think you have to put some effort to make your child come up and reach to that level where you are expecting your child to be.
Actually, these days, ma'am, it has become like the parent expects that everything the school is going to do, especially when we have both the parents are working. So number one, there is scarcity of time. They don't have time, there's a time constraint. And by the time the parents reach home, it's almost evening time and the child is also quite tired. So in those situations, it happens that parents hardly bother. अच्छा homework कर लिया आपने, ठीक है, आप खेला है, that's fine. कुछ लेके तो नहीं जाना है school. Few little question and that's the end. And the ethics and values and all that we spoke about, it's everything has become a responsibility of the school now. That the school only has to groom the child for everything. So minimum time, minimum effort, parents want everything. That is what it is. Anyways, ma'am, the fourth question, if museums are to be learning centers, what are the range of collections included in for effective learning?
Very good question, because since in Bhopal, Bhopal is highly rich in museums. I don't know how much the participants who have joined, how much you are aware about Bhopal, because Bhopal is not, we have collaborated with 5 museums, but actually in Bhopal, we have 7 to 8 museums. So it's highly rich in museums. And in case in other cities, you have any museums, 1 or 2, I think every city has 1 or 2 museums it existed. But if you don't have museums in your cities, you can go ahead with nature park, you can go ahead with any kind of park, because the child learns from every object. Let me clear you the things. द चाइल्ड लर्न फ्रॉम, अगर एक बच्चा पूछता है कि हम जब बाहर निकलते हैं हाथी को देखते हैं तो ये इतना बड़ा दिखता है, पर जब हम बुक में देखते हैं तो वो A4 साइज की उसी इसमें उसी इमेज में उसी साइज में दिखता है. लुक एट द चाइल्ड्स इमेजिनेशन. वो बच्चे को हम लोग सब कुछ A4 साइज के इसमें बांध देते हैं कि हाथी भी A4 साइज में आ गया एंड एक चूहा भी A4 साइज के पेज में आ गया है. बट गिवन द अपॉर्चुनिटी, हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट से बच्चा सीखता है. इवन इफ यू डोंट हैव म्यूजियम्स, एवरी स्मॉल थिंग, इवन इफ यू आर गोइंग ऑन द रोड, एवरी स्मॉल थिंग आपको उससे लर्निंग होता है. हमारे बच्चे कैसे पढ़ते थे पता है? जब हम वहां से बस से हम जब घर आते थे, इट्स 11 किलोमीटर्स फ्रॉम द म्यूजियम टू द स्लम्स, डिफरेंट स्लम्स. जो होर्डिंग्स में जो बोर्ड पे जो लिखे होते हैं ना, बच्चे उसको रिलेट करते थे. बच्चे उसको रिलेट करके उसको बोलते थे, अच्छा ये लिखा होगा इस पिक्चर को देख के, ऐसे हो सकता है. So that is how the children learn. It's not, I am saying कि it's not, you should not bound the child to a limited classroom. The child should learn from each and every object they see, because you never know बच्चे क्या पूछ सकते हैं, कैसा सवाल हो सकता है. So that is how we do.
That's great, ma'am. I would like to add over here that it is not merely the museum or the classroom or a school or an art gallery that we say, but rather it is the myriad human experiences. Whether the child is watching a television, or the child is reading something, or the child is conversing, talking to the friends, talking to elders in the family, any kind of conversation where the child is included, is involved, I feel there is a learning. So it's a blended learning, rather we say, so we cannot stick to that a fixed curriculum that we say. Like even now, the way CBSE has also been trying to change the pattern and bring in a lot of learning by doing and experiential learning, and so many kinds of all the pedagogies are the new pedagogies are being flourished in. So I feel it's a blended learning. So one needs to understand, and then of course the internet that we have, yes, that which is giving the children a vast experience, a huge, you can say, a panorama of knowledge that children have an access to. So it's only thing is how we actually encourage them to go through that. Ma'am, the last question is, museums need to have the wherewithal to creatively educate the students and teach the importance of history as a life learning tool.
Yes, museums needs to have that creative wherewithal to creatively educate the students. Of course, yes, we have here in our city the museums, the exhibits to teach each and every subject, and the topics related to every subject, and everything we have inside the museums. So we have all this. So even if we don't have the museum exhibits related to any particular topic or particular subject, we ask the museum staff or curator, museum people, to help us with different diagrams or different what should I say, different projects which they have in their museums. So they help in bringing those tools and help these children understand if some topic in that particular exhibit is missing. They help to bring those projects and different I should say different models, and they explain through those models to the children. So we have in fact a rich learning tool in our museum. So it definitely easy for here in Bhopal, becomes easy for us to teach the children creatively through those tools.
So that is, you mean to say it's not merely one subject that could be done with, but yeah, definitely it could be integrated to all different subjects, whichever we feel like. whether it is science like Airbus Foundation, Discovery Space, all those things are there.
Yeah, yeah.
And they help, I mean, in the present scenario, it is, we talk about STEM. So it's from the museum that you get the STEM education also. So
Sure,
it
sure.
was a wonderful session, ma'am, and a great task that you have been undertaking. Wish you all good luck for that. And we hope that somewhere in the future, when we get a chance, any one of us getting a chance to come to Bhopal, we would
Sure.
definitely love to.
Sure, 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 sure.